All right, let's see if this is working right. All right, let's. Oh, stop moving. What is going on, everyone? Sorry, sorry, we're using the iPhone tonight. I'm so tired of technology, I honestly am. Let me fix a couple things here and we are good to go. Sorry, I'm ignoring you for 10 seconds. Well, a little bit more than 10 seconds, but you get the idea. Boom, set that. I can't see the chat right now, but hello everyone, thank you for being here. Can everyone hear me? I know what I'll do. I'll turn this on. Okay, everyone can hear me. Good, 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 good. All right. Oh, hey, thank you very much, Mike H. I appreciate it. 20-month member. Nice. Loud and clear. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So while I was getting things ready, I wanted to start at 7 o'clock. If you guys were here a couple weeks ago and you remember the computer kept, or the camera kept freezing, I got a new camera and everything, so it's got to be the software. So I'm kind of done with it. Well, thank you for my nice setup. Appreciate that. Good glasses. Denzel, how are you, buddy? All right, let me catch up here a little bit. Seconds. I'm almost ready to be normal here, guys. Sorry about this. All right, looks good. Everything looks good. Hit the like button. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Unfrozen now, yeah. So that's why I'm using the phone tonight instead of my normal expensive setup. DC, how are you? Hello again from Idaho. How are you, Joanna? Briggs looking good. More ripped. More ripped, huh? Madison, nice. Jason, unfrozen now. Okay, let me see if I can get this so there's not so much a delay. Latency, normal latency. Near real time. Okay, so let's go low latency. That should get us close to normal right there. I think we're on low latency. Let me make sure. I can't even tell with this thing right now. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Okay, so that's about as far as we're going to go with this, I think. Can I do it right here? Okay, so Sandy W. Wesley Brown, how are you, buddy? Me and Wes were in the Army together many moons ago. It's good to see you, my friend. Spent a lot of good times in the military. A lot of suffering. Do your knees hurt? Does lower back hurt like mine? Oh my God, so I went to a trampoline park today. It's the most insane thing I've done in a long time, because this isn't your normal trampoline park. It was just crazy. My knees are killing me. Okay. What do we got? 135 watching, only 60 thumbs up. Come on, guys. All right, now I can catch up here. Above the clouds, how are you? Summit Dave, hey, hey. Thanks, Thomas. Hello from Ridgefield. I know someone that lives in Ridgefield. All right, 9 years ago. Back still hurts. Yep. That's about how it is. Mr. James, you've returned. Hi from Connecticut. We got everyone here. When is the 5 most rural towns in Idaho coming out? You know, I think Idaho's going to do a little better than some of the other ones, so they might actually get maybe closer to 10, like 7 or 8 at least. We kind of already worked on it somewhat, so I think we've got at least 7 nailed down. We'll probably get a couple more. Colton, I mean, hello. Love Legos. Salute. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this straight here now that I'm normal again. Over Sherwood. All right, he's killing me today. Yep, there you go, Wes. So there's a bit of a delay, you guys. Sorry, it happens when you're using the computer, or not using the computer. So forgive me for that. Let me turn these off. Maybe that'll help the delay a little bit. So, in my attempt to make this easier and more exciting, I got these very, well, fairly expensive cameras. Let me show you. So I got these Mevo things right here, right? And they cost a grip. This is my normal camera I use. That's the one that keeps freezing. I get these, and apparently I have to download some software from YouTube because they have a problem with those things. I don't know what the problem is, but it's making me angry. So yeah. So what do you guys think about the upcoming, did you read my posts about how we have upcoming iceberg videos I'm going to be doing? Those are really interesting. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that. So, Lorianne, I'm doing these videos. They're called iceberg videos, where it's almost sort of like what we do here, but you take a subject and it goes off the old iceberg thing. You give the information that's the tip of the iceberg is what everyone kind of knows. Like our first one is what's wrong with California. What are all the problems going on in California? And it starts off with taxes, traffic, things like that, and works its way down to what all the problems are. And when you get towards the bottom, it's things that people might not know that we had to go digging for. So that's what it is. Justin, Washington will be coming out before long. Okay, I got to count. I'm going to do a weird thing with my fingers here, so I'm counting how long the delay is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Denzel, congratulations. So there's about a minute delay here, guys, so I'm going to apologize. It's going to drive me crazy through this whole thing. Snape, no state should have income tax. I agree. I often think about moving to Washington to save myself the income tax, but my kids won't go with me. Hey, Greg Bartle Bailey, how are you? Okay, let me catch up on some of these. Florida Space Coast someday, probably. Philly in the house. Every day's a miracle. Every day is a miracle. Every day above ground is a good day, in my opinion. Texas crazy expensive. Texas is not crazy expensive, unless I missed something part of the conversation. Coming to Nevada, no. Yeah, there you go. Briggs, bald. You look funny. I'm not bald. I shave my head. There's a big difference. I love this. I love it when you get like teenagers on here. Briggs is bald. What the fuck? He looks funny. I am funny. Looks aren't everything. I mean, Colorado becomes nutsense. Moved. Crazy. Just getting expensive. Yeah, it's getting up there. Well, this is the problem with Texas. It's the same thing that happened to California many, many years ago. It got popular. When a place gets popular, people move there. When a lot of people move someplace, it gets expensive. Every state has gone through this. New York went through theirs many years ago. It's just one of those things that happen. It doesn't matter if it's, I don't know, New York had their time, Oregon's had their time, Washington's kind of going through it right now, so is Texas. I mean, in the 80s, Florida was crazy with the amount of people moving in there, and it jumped up. It got really expensive. And that's just what's going on in Texas right now. Everyone gets their turn. Cool shirt, thanks. Okay, so I fixed the delay a little bit, so that's a plus. Thanks, Brandon. I have done videos on most corrupt states. It's been about 2 years. Logan. Briggs looks like your scary ex-military uncle and sounds like your hip cousin. I get a lot of people think I'm a lot younger than I am. Prices in Oregon are gonna raise a lot. You know what, Mohammed? I think the prices in Oregon are gonna kind of even out here. That's just my opinion. They've been climbing for a couple of years, and you know, with all the things that have gone on with the homeless in Portland and the riots we had a couple of years ago, and all the other things that have been going on, Oregon's become less appealing than it used to be. Let's say 5, 10 years ago when I moved up here. So I think that's going to kind of level it out, or at least slow the increase a little bit. Okay, yeah, we're done. Do video most underrated states. Video Connecticut. Albany, Oregon in 3 years. Bend is Bend is insanely overpriced right now. Sisters is getting there also, which I know that sounds weird. If you're not from Oregon, we have a town not too far from Bend called Sisters. It's named after the 3 sister mountain peaks we have not too far from there. So, you know, it's hard to define Silverfang. It's hard to define corruption. I mean, what is corruption? I usually, in the past, when I've done those videos, I've gone by what's the amount, how many convictions have they had over the years. That's how I view it. That's how I've done my lists, the amount of convictions they've had. Things you miss about California. I miss the beach. As I got older, I didn't go down as often as I used to. You know, when I was a kid, I was there all the time. But even though I lived 3 blocks off the beach in Redondo, we just kind of slowed down going there, you know? It just wasn't our thing anymore. But I still miss being able to go down there, the occasional walk on the beach, or go swimming, whatever, surfing. Stop typing. I don't say that as much as I used to. And that comes from, so in case you don't know where the stop typing came from, when I first started this channel, you would get these people, and it was usually political people. They would have like the catchphrase of the week for whatever political party they were into, whether it's CNN or Fox. Some politician or one of the news anchors would say some phrase, and then all the people in the chat or all the people in the comment section would be using that phrase ad nauseum. And it just kind of got to the point where we know it's enough. Stop. Stop typing. Thank you, Joanna. Cheaper than California until you encounter all the toll roads. Yeah. Dirt nap is the best. Those doggone. So I did a video, and it was horrible. I mean, I liked it. It was the most pet-friendly states. That is one of the things that people, actually I think it was cities, most pet-friendly cities. I looked at this study, or it's a Google thing, and when people are looking to move, what are they searching in Google for? And it was traffic, crime, rent prices, and pet-friendly, or dog, just things related to pets. And that was like number 4. Of all the other things you could be looking for, nightlife, you know, whatever, is it family orientated? People are more interested in dogs after cost, crime, and traffic. So I made this video and it did horrible. So I think I put it on private because it was just, nobody was watching it. Manhattan Beach. I used to love Manhattan Beach. Australia, how are you? HBC. California is, in my opinion, especially near the beach where I grew up, is one of, you know, I didn't grow up any other place, but from the people I talked to, it was a really good place to grow up. A lot of people I know now, Oregon, I mean, older people, younger people, they've always said Oregon's one of the best places to grow up. I'm from Redondo Beach and Torrance area. Most walkable cities, by the way. You know, I did most walkable cities. It's on there. It's about a year ago I did it. What do I think of Arvada, Colorado? I like Arvada. Is another problem we run into. So Arvada's got its problems like any place. And whenever I bring up a city, I always have to go by the stats on the crime. That's what I always go by, no matter what. Oria Films, thank you very much. Let's see what you said. Briggs, are you glad that Oregon does not have crazy high crime like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York City? Should Congress step in? No, Congress shouldn't. That's up to the states, in my opinion. I mean, the states need to get their crap together and figure something out. So, I mean, Congress steps in. It's got to get really, really bad for Congress to step in. I mean, if Congress or the federal government, did I get that right? Did you say Congress? Yeah, should Congress step in? Yeah. You know, if the federal government didn't step into Southside Chicago, or Miami in the 80s, you know, it's not something they should be doing. My top 3 favorite foods: tacos, absolutely, pizza, and barbecue anything. I'm not one of these guys that goes out for pho or sushi or anything like that. It's not my thing. Thanks, Denzel. Denzel, you've been with me a long time. Hey, Will Robinson, how are you? What are my 2 favorite movies of all time? Big Fish, probably one of the best movies I've ever. It is the best movie I've ever seen. I love Big Fish for some reason. And, you know, my second one, it could be one of like 5. But, Big Fish, absolutely. And then, you know, there's a movie called Bridge Over the River Kwai. I think everyone should watch that. It's from like the 60s. Good movie. Thank you, KRG. What are my favorite cities to visit? I like Charleston, South Carolina. I like Honesdale, Pennsylvania. I love Chicago. And I like Denver. But Portland, I still love Portland, even though it's got its problems. Julie, you've never seen Big Fish? Amazingly good movie. It'll make you laugh. It's got a little adventure. It's got a little science fiction, I guess you could say. And it'll kind of make you cry, too. So, thoughts on Miami? Miami's pretty good. I like Miami. Especially if you go there for the food. I mean, the Cuban food there is amazing. They have such cool little places where you can just get great Cuban food. Great. Do dishes and listen to me. Nice. What's up, David Rish? Stingray Z, I am doing good. Oh, I love Chicago. So, Elizabeth, this is the thing about Chicago. Chicago's a great city. They have some neighborhoods that are horrible. I mean, every city has some. Chicago's horrible neighborhoods are on the south side. There's 1 or 2 on the east side of the city. But a majority of that city, especially in the Loop area, nothing wrong with it. You can walk the streets. I've walked down the street and got pizza, you know, several dozen times. It's a great place. The problem is, it's the news. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a freaking nightmare in a lot of areas of Chicago. But the news, they only get paid if you watch. And you watch when it's negative. They're not going to talk about how fun it is there on St. Patrick's Day when they turn the river green. That might get a half a day's thing. But they can get days and days and months of good footage if they're talking about how, or good views, if they're talking about how bad a place is. I mean, I do the same thing. If I make a negative video about some place, I get 3 times as many views as I do if I do a positive one. I've made a couple videos about Mexico. Yeah, and that's the truth. Elizabeth, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say it's the safest place. It's not. It's got some areas that are downright third world dangerous type, civil war going on type thing, it seems like. But then you've got other areas that are just wonderful. And that goes for Los Angeles too. There's parts of San Francisco that are just amazing. Every city's like that. It's almost like you have to just accept cities are good, and then how bad are they by their bad neighborhoods? That's what you really should be looking at. And where those bad neighborhoods are. Thoughts on Cheyenne, Wyoming? Cheyenne's pretty good. Cheyenne Days is a lot of fun. Yeah, Cheyenne's nice. Wyoming's a great state. We're a small town. That's too many to really narrow down to one. I could do a week on those videos. I think I did like 2 years ago. Hey, David Van, how are you, buddy? Yeah, I've been to Vegas in years. I gotta go back. If it wasn't for Vegas, I wouldn't be a YouTube creator right now, probably. If it wasn't for a Vegas video I did, yeah, that one blew up for some reason, and that started the snowball going for this channel. Good, David. Gypsy Rose, keep fear alive. There you go. That's the truth. We all know this. I mean, I'm not telling anything, but I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But the news, and it doesn't matter which news station it is. If they're telling you happy, nice stuff, you're going to tune out. That's just how human beings are. If they're scaring you or they're telling you horrible things, you're going to pay attention. That's that old phrase, if it bleeds, it leads. Take anyone. I mean, take CNN. When Trump was in the White House, they're going to talk about nothing but horrible things he did, and all the missteps. And they're not going to talk about how he lowered the price of insulin, which was great, and all these different things he did. But you never hear about that if you're watching CNN or something else. But then you turn to Fox now, and it doesn't matter anything about what's going on with the infrastructure and jobs are up or anything like that. Joe Biden's, a loser. And I'm not getting into politics here. I'm just getting into the press. That's what they do. Everyone takes their team and they slam the other side and they get you to watch. That's their business. That's their business model. Make you mad, make you scared, make you watch. Best states for shopping. Ooh, good. Vegas, going to Vegas, that's a city, not a state, obviously. Vegas has some great shopping. Yeah, and I'm definitely not talking about politics. Not getting on any side of any of that. I'm just telling you that's how the press operates. And if you watch the press, that's how you got to watch it. Understand, that's what they're doing. Severe water drought, I'm very up on that. And actually, that video I have coming out, the iceberg one on California, there's a big part of that has to do with the drought. You'd be surprised how much the drought really affects not just California, other western states. I know I'm missing a lot of things here, guys, so sorry. Like I always tell everyone, I tell every single time I do one of these, I do this alone, so I'm answering as quick as I can, and sometimes this thing's just going and I can't see anything. Yeah, Mr. Vape, that's how it's got to be. It's almost like you have to watch the news, but then it's like, I don't know, there should be, they used to have a thing where the news had to be telling the truth. There was like laws where they couldn't really give opinion unless they went to this section going, this is our take on it. They need to get back to that, or at least have some news stations that's exactly how it is. These are the facts. But these days, it's like we're not even sure what the facts are anymore. Mary, see, that's a solid point, but we're not getting into that. And that's exactly what a lot of people think, so you're not alone on that. But, you know, it goes the other way too. Should all drugs be decriminalized? No. I think you still have to have restrictions on them. You know, I mean, if it's a harmless drug, no, you know, I mean, I don't think, you have to have restrictions on them. Just like you have to have restrictions on kids shouldn't be drinking alcohol. Of course, they still get to it, but you got to have some kind of laws in there. I'm going to Weaverville, California this thing. Does Thor finally have force lightning powers? No, Thor's actually no superpowers yet that I know of. He used to annoy the shit out of me when he was little, was saying, hey, I missed one. Hold on one second. Hey, Mike H, thanks. Is it cheaper to travel on plane or a plane? Yeah, unless you know, if you take just the coach seats, it's pretty inexpensive. It takes longer, and it's probably about the same as a flight if you're in the coach seats. I like to take get the room, and that's a little expensive. And it takes, about a day more, regardless where you're going. I mean, I think it's 2 days to get to Chicago on the train, and what is it, a couple hours? If you're flying from Portland or Seattle. But yeah, plane's definitely cheaper. You just got to take the train one time and see the Rockies, or, take it along the California coast, or, the Cardinal that goes through the mountains of West Virginia. So Rochester, Minnesota is a very interesting town or city. It's gaining a lot of popularity. So I see it getting some traction here in the coming years. Winchester, VA, Elizabeth, I don't know much about Winchester, VA. I have been to every state. Most of them at least a couple times. Willow Creek and Eureka. Oh, yeah. I know Eureka. I don't know Willow Creek that good. My first lieutenant, when I got to Fort Ord, was from Willow Creek, I believe. And he just retired like last year. He was my first lieutenant. Now he's general something and he retired. Sometimes, Pamela, I miss living in Southern California. Not as often as you might think. Thoughts on Lamar, Colorado? Don't know much about it. Favorite music genre? I don't know. I'm all over the map with things. But I guess it's called, I don't know, it's like modern folk or something like that, like Bon Iver and Iron and Wine, Gregory Alan Isaacoff, stuff like that. As you get older, your music slows down. I mean, I grew up on punk rock, LA punk. That's what I listen to. I can still listen to it, but that's not what I normally listen to these days. Should America ban guns? No. If you're clinically insane or on a terror watch list, you shouldn't be able to get some. That's my opinion. Intercourse, PA. My favorite beer, I like a good stout, but if I don't have like they have one here at McMiniman's called the Terminator. It's a stout. It's really good, but I usually go to is Murphy's or Guinness. White City, Merida, Mexico, huh? Sort of fine. Thoughts on Rexburg, Idaho? Rexburg. I've been hearing a lot about Rexburg lately. I don't know what's up with that. I gotta look into that. Briggs, why does the media always highlight the worst things in Oregon, especially Portland? Like we were just talking about, Portland is a great city. It does have a serious problem with homeless, and it's got some crime these days. But it's still a great city. Like we were just talking about, they're not going to show you the nice things about Portland. because that doesn't get people to watch. Apex, North Carolina. Can't wait to go there. Apex, well, North Carolina is just a great state. Thoughts on Anchorage? I've been to Anchorage a few times in my life, 4 or 5 times. Only once for more than like 2 days. And I like Anchorage. Anchorage is nice. It's got some crime these days, but it's a good place. Thanks, Bert Bell. You know, I've been wanting to do a river video, and I think it's half researched right now, like the best ones to live by or whatever, things like that. Briggs, what are your thoughts on homeowners across the U.S. now? Greenville, South Carolina, great time to sell, or, you know, don't... I'm not the person to be asking on... Everyone's going to have their opinion, and nobody really knows what's going to happen to real estate prices. I don't see them going down anytime soon. You know, it always does this thing. It's always going up, but it goes up and comes down a little bit. Like up 5 points, down 2, up 5, down 2, and it does that depending on the season. I don't see it doing anything like that crash of 2008, my opinion, okay? Not a realtor, not a mortgage broker. I don't see it doing a crash like that, at least for another couple decades. That's my opinion. But you never know. I mean, the experts thought it was never going to happen in 2008. So, and I'm definitely not I almost said I'm definitely not an ass kicker. No, I'm definitely not a expert on real estate trends. I don't know where ass kicker came from. Definitely not. Thoughts on Garth Brooks? I haven't had a thought on Garth Brooks in about 20 years. Oh, Ukraine food event. There you go. My wife and I love you, Briggs. Thank you very much, Mikel. Buy land near outdoor recreation and good jobs. Solid thing. I've been getting ready to do one as we get closer to summer, like late May, on best places to live for the outdoor types. That's usually when people are looking for outdoor type videos, is the beginning of summer. So expect that end of May, beginning of June. I have a Nintendo Switch, but I rarely play it. Oh, God, when did... 96? I started college late because I was in the Army. Lima, Peru is a cool city. Yeah, Lima's not a bad place. Peru's a great country. Did you get your idea for a YouTube channel from Nick Briggs? No, actually. So, the idea I got for my channel, one, I used to watch David Letterman all the time, okay? So, I love the top 10 list, and I knew nothing about Nick's channel at the time. Now, there's something weird about that. While doing research for my channel, I was going to this, occasionally looking at this channel called Home Snacks. And so I, read it and just kind of get ideas about things. And I'd research things through the census and, different real estate websites and things like that. And then go for my own experience. Come to find out, like 3 years down the line, after I was actually talking to Nick, I found out that Nick is actually the guy that owns Home Snacks as well. So I didn't get the idea from him, but I actually, the channel, or the first video I made, the one top 10 reasons not to move to Las Vegas, that wasn't even I wasn't going to put that up. I was making fun of a friend who was moving to Vegas, and I made this video with no research, no nothing. I just went off old stereotypes about Las Vegas and made the video, put it up on Facebook, and got a good laugh out of it. And then a couple days later, I had nothing to put up on my YouTube channel, which I had started. And I'm all, I got that Las Vegas thing. I'll just throw that up there. And I did. And yeah, me and Nick we do the same type of stuff. But yeah, I think we're different. I think we're a lot different, especially over the years. Maybe in the beginning we were a lot closer, but we've gone different directions. We're still dealing with the same subjects. I just think we both have a very different approach to it. I don't know about, I've seen his Mappy thing. I've watched some of his videos. I don't know about his Mappy character, but it's funny. Sometimes it gets a little weird, but Nick's a good guy. I like Nick. Yeah, I know. I keep seeing other people. Yeah, you know what? There's been a lot of, as you get bigger, and that's with anything, people are going to start copying what you do. I mean, that's just part of life. And because yeah, my cousin's ex-wife. That's an interesting story. But Nick's a good guy. We talk. Leave Illinois. Not joking. There you go. Finer Growth. Finer Growth. That's an interesting name. Thoughts on Mexican food? I live for Mexican food. Yeah, Nick gets to the point when he's talking. Let me adjust this real quick. He's very to the point, and I don't know. He's got his own way of doing things. Well, that's the truth. Chris, you're right. Criminals don't care. They don't think about it. I have a cousin who spent many years as a, hey, thanks for joining, Francine. Much appreciated. So I have a cousin who was a criminal defense attorney for many years. He's now doesn't do it anymore. But one thing he told me is no matter what the situation was, they almost never thought they would get caught. It's like, I never thought I'd get caught. This was foolproof. And he said he'd sit there and listen to their plan of whatever crime they were committing and go, how the fuck did you think you were going to get away with this? That was what's going on in his head. But it's like when you're doing stuff like that, they're not thinking about the consequences because they're not thinking about what happens when they get caught. Normal people like ourselves, we don't do stupid stuff because we know we're going to get caught. My cousin's ex-wife is a real person. Oregon is not the most environmental friendly state, actually, and I forget what it is. It's up there, but it's not one of them. I do not know Paul Gilbert, who lives in Portland. I'm seriously using these to figure out where to retire. Keep it. Yeah. Well, thanks, Lisa. I'm glad. I hope I can help out with you and your retirement plans. Prom date years ago, but can't find it. Video, small town, Texas. Prom date. Prom date. Joke could I have made about a prom date? Who knows? I make a lot of jokes. My favorite Midwestern state, Wisconsin probably. That's upper Midwest, but my favorite I like Iowa. Missouri, actually, believe it or not. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm back. Best states to win where you live when you win the lottery. So I don't know the states, but some states do have a law where you don't have to announce who won the lottery. They could choose to be anonymous. That's the only place I'd want to play the lottery. And I think Oregon is one of them, where if you win, no matter what it is, you could remain anonymous. I don't think it's a good idea. More than a few lottery winners have been killed for their money or whatever. So I think it's wrong because you put a target on someone's back when you announce that they won the frickin' lottery. And they start getting a lot of weird relatives calling them. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I do like Missouri. I have no problems with Missouri. I don't think St. Louis is the greatest place. I don't hate any place. I make videos about negative sides of things. Every place has its good, every place has its bad. If you're watching a video where I'm talking about the bad, yeah, maybe it does sound like I don't like a place, but I mean, every place has its good and its bad. That's all there is to it. Absolutely, Nancy. So, Kansas City is probably, but, you know, Kansas City, St. Louis has some good areas, kind of like Chicago. It's got some places that are just horrible, but they also have some really good places. Cleveland in general is very inexpensive, both cost of living and in housing. So if you're looking to retire on a budget and don't mind extremely cold weather, take a look at Cleveland. Just make sure you stay out of a handful of places. Josh Barton, thank you for becoming a casual subscriber. Really helps support the channel. Hardest video of a state you've made? So I've made some where I'd be doing a series on top 10 reasons not to move to a state or something like that. And then sometimes you get to states like Maine. Maine's a perfect example. Vermont's another one. Where you're like trying to come up with 10 legit reasons why someone want to move there. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine have no crime. It's like the lowest crime rate by far in the nation. After that, cold weather, and it doesn't have any big cities for entertainment. That's about it. I mean, they might have a little bit heavy on the taxes, so that's like 4 things. After that, what do you got? Nothing. It's hard to do negative videos about nice places. If I had to pick one state, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Texas. Maybe Mississippi because it's so cheap and I got relatives there. I don't think I'd want to move to Alabama ever. I'm not a fan of Florida. Texas, maybe. Georgia, Mississippi, maybe Texas. I'd probably do Mississippi just because I got family down there. Thoughts on Chattanooga? Chattanooga's a town on the rise. They're doing pretty good. That's going to be a tech center here in the next, I'd say, 5-6 years. It's going to be one of those places, kind of like how Portland blew up a little bit because of a lot of tech jobs came in. Thoughts on Gilroy, California? My friend Lance lives there. I don't know much about Gilroy. I've been through there and stopped a couple times, but nothing. I don't know a bunch without looking at stats about Gilroy. What happened on this day? That channel's been picking up steam. If you guys haven't checked out On This Day, appreciate it. And also appreciate if you watch some of the other videos. So that's the difference between that channel and this channel. I get a bunch of views on the day a video gets up of On This Day videos. World According to Briggs videos, I have videos I made in 2017 that are still getting a couple hundred views a day at least, you know. The ones on This Day, after that day, then the next year people will watch it. They don't watch it throughout the rest of the year, so it's kind of strange. It'll never be as big as World According to Briggs, I doubt, unless something weird happens. But it's a nice channel, I like it. What does it say on the door behind me, David? It says, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." It's a Steve Jobs quote that he gave at a commencement speech. I believe it was Stanford graduation speech. He got it from someplace else, from this magazine that he used to read in the 70s. oh my God, what was it called? Something, the Whole Earth Catalog or something, or encyclopedia. But it was a magazine that was basically like Wikipedia before we had the internet. So just random stuff, then they'd show you how it worked and tell you about weird things. And their last episode, our last issue they ever had of the magazine, that's what it said. That's what it said on the last page. I know nothing about Irvington, New Jersey. Guys, this is kind of rude, but I have to use the bathroom right there. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Time out. Sorry about that. That was kind of rude. Did you really hear me? Oh my God. I forgot the mute. I'm sorry. That's horrible. Oh my God. I'm gonna... Sorry. Oh my God. Chalice, Idaho, I don't know much about it. Thanks, Randy. I appreciate that. Can anyone else see I'm totally blushing right now? I didn't think you'd be able to hear that. I had the door closed. I did wash my hands, Moonlight. Briefly. I'm going to go back and listen. You guys can't... I can't believe you heard me. There's no way you can... It's a thick door. Always aim for the sides. Oh my God, I'm sorry about that guy. I'm glad some of you didn't hear anything. For those of you who did, I'm sorry. Nature calls, you're right, Mr. James. Thanks, Brad. Yeah. That's actually the air conditioner. It's right above here, and it's kind of hot up here today. Actually, I'm going to turn that off real quick. Give me this. So this weird thing in my office upstairs, the downstairs is big, so it gets very cold. So they turn on the forced air, and it keeps downstairs kind of nice. But my room, even though I got this thing blocked off, it just starts cooking. Rigby, Idaho. Rigby's nice. Ever pee off a tree? Not off, on. Delaware's not that bad. I mean, Wilmington's not the greatest place, but Delaware's not a bad state at all. Florida Governor Disney. I've been somewhat watching that, and I think that's kind of dumb. Good night, Denzel. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. So I don't know all the ins and outs, and I know it's some political mumbo-jumbo going back and forth, but I don't know what he's thinking. Right now, they don't have to give any, they just took away their thing like they're not their own city. So now Disney doesn't pay for their police anymore, their fire and all that. If you take away that selected city, that means Florida has to supply the fire department and all that. So, I mean, he just gave the taxpayers a big bill of Florida, in Florida, I guess. I don't know. Idaho or Montana? I would probably go with Idaho. Yeah, Montana too. I like Glacier National Park area. I like the hills there, the mountains. Yeah, Disney did, but now they're taking away some kind of thing where Disney's no longer their own city, and that means they got to have, Florida Police Department or whoever, county sheriffs or whatever on the, I don't know. It's a big mess. Thoughts on Cannon City, Colorado? Don't know Cannon City, Colorado. I don't know why Durango isn't already popular. I've been there a few times. It's been a couple of years. Maybe something's happened in the last, I don't know, it's probably been at least 9 years. So maybe I'm not the best authority on this, but I always thought Durango was nice. Thoughts on Morgantown, West Virginia? I've only been through there, so I'm not. I mean, statistically, it's not the greatest place, but it's not terrible. It's inexpensive as far as cities go. It's college town, which has its own challenges. And Randy, thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate that. In case I didn't say that earlier. Best hot springs. Ooh, good one. I don't know. Best college town in the U.S. Huh. Gypsy Rose, I don't think you'll be bored in Charleston, West Virginia. It's a good place, good people there. Got a nice downtown, a lot of nice pubs and stuff like that. Make sure you listen to WTSQ and tell them Briggs sent you. Clem Fandango, you have a great night. Best college town in the U.S., I'm not sure. Boston, maybe? Boston's solid. Then they have some of those ones and when you start getting in Nebraska and Iowa, they have whole towns that are just all about the college, and those tend to be really nice. MIT. MIT is way above my intellect level. Colorado Springs is solid. Yeah, Barstow's not the greatest place. Springville, Utah? I should talk about them recently. I don't know if I'm thinking about the right place. It's the one I'm thinking about. It's not a bad place. States with the worst healthcare. I did that a couple years ago. I need to update that one. Yeah. Columbus is a decent town all around. State College, PA. So in East St. Louis, if you make the mistake and go across the river and realize you're going into East St. Louis, they have a turnaround. And I'm not even kidding. If you look at the map, there's a little literal turnaround. So you can get over there and go, oh, I've made a horrible mistake, and just make this really quick turnaround and get back on the highway. I don't know if she does or not. My cousin's ex-wife. Sedona, Arizona. Sedona, Arizona is beautiful. I'm not a desert guy, but that area around Sedona is just amazing. Don't know Grove, Oklahoma. It's funny your voice doesn't match your appearance at first, but now it makes sense. Well, yeah, I could see that. David Rish, get some sleep, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Will Phoenix make it in 100 years? I don't know. It keeps getting hotter. Okay, so whether you believe humans are doing it, I'm not getting into all that, but the planet is warming. It goes through these cycles. And Phoenix is almost intolerable right now. Add another average 5 or 10 degrees, 50, 60, 80 years down the line, it's going to be a difference. I have a good radio voice. I have a good radio face, too. None of your business, you have a good night. Vegas also. Thank God they got air conditioning casinos. That place would be a ghost town. Thanks, Richie. Thanks, Janine. Thoughts on Albuquerque? I have some friends in Albuquerque, and I want to go there maybe towards the end of the summer, September or something like that. But I tried to call, get some information from the mayor's office. As soon as I tell them what it's for and who I am, they hang up on me. This is like 5 or 6 times. Oh, Briggs, click. Like, oh, I guess you've seen my other work. Harm Beats, thank you. Yeah, what was Vegas like for air conditioning? Sweaty. No, I was born in Redondo Beach, California, or Torrance, California, which is right next to Redondo Beach. Jordan Lee, thank you very much for being a super fan. I really appreciate it. I do not live in California anymore. I live in Oregon, outside of Portland. Yeah, I'm Nick Johnson. Thoughts on Guy Lafleur? Guy Lafleur? God, that's been years. I haven't heard that name in years. He was a good hockey player back in the day. Mountain, eastern Idaho. I don't know much about Palisade Mountains, to tell you the truth. Colorado River's shrinking, and that has to do with the globe getting hotter. Oh, did Guy Lafleur die this week? Oh, I didn't know that. I just watched a video the other day on Rocket Richard. Oh, he did. No, wait. Guy Lafleur died 1981. What are you talking about? No, I've got a different one. Hold on. Wrong one. Wait. Okay, he did. There was another Guy Lafleur. Apparently. This is interesting. I think it's a typo, but Wikipedia has him down as dying in 84. Or 81. not last month. Boom. Mike H., thank you very much. If you go to Albuquerque, go for the International Balloon. Oh, that's a good idea. Early October. Ooh, damn. I'm going to miss that one. I got a cruise in early October to Alaska. Yeah, that's what I said a minute ago, Harry. It goes up and down. It warms, it cools, it warms, it cools. That's how the Earth does things. The difference is, and what the debate is it hotter at a faster pace right now, and is it getting higher than it has in past? Which data shows that it is a little bit hotter than it has in past times. Um, and the question is, are what we're doing to the planet is why it's that way? And that's up for debate. Not getting into that with anyone. It's just we know it's hotter than it has been in previous times, but who knows? Port Townsend, Washington. I like Port Townsend. Best town to hide from an ex, wherever she's not. Vero Beach, not Vito Beach, Florida. Thanks, Nancy. I'm glad I could help you with your insomnia. I used to be a stand-up comedian. If you really need to get some sleep, I got one of my old videos in the beginning. You could watch some of my old comedy. That usually puts people to sleep pretty quick. Favorite state out of the Four Corners? Colorado. It's Southside Chicago. The White Sox. It's a White Sox shirt. Can't leave so much wisdom. I'm giving out wisdom. Where'd that happen? Actually, so you'll see me with a lot of different things like this. I used to work at Nike, and I still have friends that work at Nike, and I get really good discounts, and I used to get a lot of stuff at extremely good discounts when I worked there. So I have a lot of Nike stuff, and a lot of it is just, shirts like this. We'll have these, when I was working there, they'll have these sale things, and it's like, this shirt probably costs $2, $3, or something like that. So I have a lot of stuff, and I support the Cleveland Browns, and that's about it. That's why tomorrow I might be wearing a Dodger one, and then a San Diego one. Who knows? What do I think of Boston? I like Boston. I've been there in a few years, and I plan on going back really soon. So that'll happen. There it is, Mike H. Okay, Albuquerque. That's what it was. Hey, Geo Scholar, how are you, buddy? I have an eagle. Oddly enough, I'm blind in one eye. Did you know that? Can you guys tell? Gypsy Rose, good night. Cities with the best rivers. Portland's one of them. We got the Willamette and we got the Columbia going through Portland. It's pretty interesting. Aimed MR31. Yeah, Yep, I can't see it. Well, I shouldn't say it's. One of my eyes looks like. Imagine if you were in a pond around dusk. It's just that, you can see if something goes in front of your eye. That's about like I could see something's going in front right now. And if it wasn't my own hand, I wouldn't be able to tell if you were, it was a paddle, a broom, whatever. Just like see something cutting off the light. That's it. Rudest fans, in my opinion, Los Angeles fans when the Raiders were in Los Angeles. One of the best things I've ever seen. A girl I know was a Cleveland Brown, well, she still is, Cleveland Browns fan. She was an LAPD officer. She was wearing her Brown stuff coming out of, they have these long hallways leading out of the Coliseum where the Raiders used to play. And some drunk Raider fan spit at her, hit her in the face. She's an LAPD cop. She took it, she wiped it off. She went over, showed her badge to 3 of the cops who were standing there. I've never seen a rougher arrest than I in my life. That guy got worked. No joke. Cynthia, I'm blind in one of my eyes. I'm also deaf. I took a blow to my head one time. I also took a blow to my mouth. So this ear's dead too. Yeah, that's about the truth. It's not me, '07. You do stupid stuff, and sometimes it's the wrong person. Are you taking still? Yeah, anytime, Austin. Let me know. I always, if someone tells me a town, I will definitely look into it and see if it fits on one of our lists. Best military story? I don't know. Bunch I can't tell you about. Probably. That's where the best ones are. I will tell you one time, actually, when I was a young soldier, we were doing just they called them field problems, but, doing maneuvers or whatever you want to call them in civilian life, a little fake war thing. And we'd been going all night and we were dead tired. And, we all kind of laid down. We were supposed to be setting up a perimeter. Well, we didn't know it, but they had some guys, scheduled to attack us to see how we'd react. Well, it was the middle of the night. We've been going for like, I don't know, 48 hours, pretty hard. And a lot of people dozed off. I dozed off. And I happened to get up because I had to take a leak. Again, there's no bathroom right there. No one would have heard me. So I get up, and as I get up, I happen to see people moving up this hill towards us through the bushes. So I start waking people up. Well, it's dark, it's night. Nobody realized I was asleep too, like so many other people. Well, the people grading us and stuff saw that I did this. At the end of the field problem, I got an award because I alerted everyone and I didn't fall asleep. Briggs is one of the only people who didn't fall asleep. Oh, Op 4, yeah. I did Op 4 at NTC in California like 3 or 4 times. Grant's Pass. There's a reason they call it Grant's Ass around here. So yeah, I like a good football game. I'll watch. I like to go to a hockey game in person, but football I prefer it at home so much more. Station there. 3 years at Fort Irwin. That's rough. I'd only have to stay there for like that month, and then we'd leave. We'd come back like a year later, stay for a month. I've been to Depot Bay. Sorry, Depot. I always call it Depot Bay. Huntsville Havoc, yeah, that's their minor league team. It's pretty good. Thanks, Cynthia. Who was the one that said they were from Manhattan Beach? Big Vic, I'm doing great. How are you? Depot Bay. So I have this problem with pronouncing things, and it goes back to many years of being a stand-up comedian, and I don't sound words out a lot of times, and I also forget a lot of times what they're actually called and just call them whatever I want. And I usually pick it up from other people, and it sticks. It's like the way I say Mississippi. I don't say Mississippi. I learned how to say it from family that's from there, and this is what I learned over the years. If you're backwoods Mississippi, like my family is, they call it Mississippi. They say it really fast. They don't get into the Mississippi. And that's where I learned it, Mississippi. And it's funny that whenever I say it, people lose it. Oh, aviation high school, that shut down when I was like a freshman. I remember that. That was a big to-do. Laramie, Wyoming, how are you? Thanks, Cynthia. Norm Macdonald was a comedy genius. And what's funny is you have to kind of be a comedian to realize he's a genius. Or you got to have a twisted sense of humor. Savannah's a little expensive, but it's nice. It's one of the nicer southern cities, in my opinion. It can get a little expensive. Chris, good night. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Missouri, yep. That's Harry S. Truman. I saw an old interview with him, and he called it Missouri. And he said that's kind of how he was too. It's Missouri if you live in the city, Missouri if you live in the country. Set time. Larry, I think next week we're going to do it around 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier. But we're going to do a little bit more this month. Just because. We got backed up on a lot of different things, and now we're all caught up. So I got some more time to do live streams. So we'll do another one next week. Grew up in Huntington Park, HP. Oh, Carson, huh? Yeah, I grew up near West Torrance. I went to West Torrance, actually. When is the top 10 best towns in Alabama going to come up? Didn't I do that already? Oh, Richard, when'd you graduate? Ricky, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. You've got to show me. That's what's right. Social Security. Might be able to do that one. Class of 82. I was just starting high school in 82. Oh yeah, that's right. GeoScholar, you're a youngin. 2004. Oh, did they get rid of the gas tax in Connecticut, or I know a lot of states were just freezing it for a while. I didn't know if you do not think that now Florida will get more tax monies from translate. Okay, so that makes sense. No, yeah, their tax thing might go up. I doubt it will. And if it does, their tax rate will be a couple years down the line when that'll go up. My understanding is it's 3 to 5 years before the tax rate will go up. They want to end by the end of the year their status as their own city, which means by the end of the year, they've got to supply police, fire, and all that other stuff and start taking care of the roads. Now, 5 years down the line. So they got at least 3 years of just getting hammered with more expenses. You know, so I'm not sure how much gas is in Oregon. I don't pay attention to gas prices, and I have a theory behind this. If it doesn't matter, and if there's nothing I can do about it, if I have to have gas, I have to have gas. It sucks if it's expensive. I just pay for it. I don't shop around to save 3 cents, a gallon. Thanks, Mohammed. That's like the fourth time you've talked. I think it was Mohammed. Is that like the fourth time you've commented on my looks? What are we doing here, buddy? Oregon does not have self-serve. They did just pass something recently, like if you're outside the cities, where they can't, they don't have a lot of people to work places, they don't have that. But in Portland, Eugene, Salem, all that, they have to have someone pump it for you. Yeah, I'm starting to get that thing, vicinity. No, no, and I'm 50ish. What am I? 52? 50? I don't even know right now. In the Hillsborough. Oh, is that what it is right now? $5. New Ulm. My high school girlfriend, she lives in Plano. She's one of the people that came with Toyota when Toyota left Torrance, California. She had been working there like 10 years, so she has followed them there. After you get past 40, you quit paying attention. Yeah, Mohammed, you keep saying that, buddy, that I look better with glasses. I'm assuming you're a dude, and I gotta tell you, it's getting a little weird. Leave my appearance alone. I'm not that easy. Hey, Harley, babe, how are you? Well, thank you, Janine. My wife is not complaining. She's been here 28 years. She's had some complaints in the past, but right now she's okay. Tips for a 23-year-old? This is the best piece of advice I can give someone that's 23. This is the one thing I've learned in life. Stupid people respect you if they fear you. Smart people respect you by how you respect other people. That's the one thing in life that I've learned that is true. Only stupid people respect you if they fear you. That's all there is to it. What state have I visited the least amount of times? Hawaii, Maine. Been all through the South far too much. Midwest. a bunch of times. Oklahoma. Only been to Oklahoma a few times. I have never had a tick in Oregon. I've had plenty when I was living in Georgia, Mississippi, and got a couple in this military. You're out in the woods, but yeah, never had a problem with them in Oregon. Never had one. My dogs have never had one. See, TJ, stupid people fear you. Oh yeah, I've been all over Arizona. You know, I just never. I mean, it's too bad Gilbert Gottfried passed away. That's horrible. When someone dies. I never thought he was funny myself. But that's just a preference. And comedy is like music. A lot of people don't understand this. Not saying Gilbert Gottfried's a bad comedian. Just wasn't my type of comedy. You know, I like the Dennis Millers, Dave Attell, Robert Schimmel, George Carlin types. Why did I choose to move to Oregon? We wanted out of Los Angeles, just tired of it. And it was going to be Colorado or Oregon. And in the end, Oregon won because we had friends and family up here. And it was closer to the ocean than Colorado. Um, how many in the... So, while in the military, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, Colombia, um, Suriname. Yeah, like 5 or 6 in the military. Would you recommend college in Oregon besides Portland? Yeah, I mean, University of Oregon's great. Oregon State's great. I mean, Portland State here. Portland sucks right now, but Portland State's not a bad college. What I think about Boston? Boston is a great place to visit. Great place to live if you can afford it. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button too, by the way. You know what, guys? I'm going to wind this down. We've been at it about an hour and a half now, and I'm getting tired and getting punchy. So we will do this next Saturday, and I will do it. I'll let you know in the thing. Like, we'll do around 5 to 6 p.m. Maybe even earlier if you guys want, but I'll put it up and you guys decide. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Oh, Mike H., thanks. Denver surprisingly flat, smoggy, and ugly. I like Denver. I don't think that's right. But that's everyone's opinions. Anyway, all right, guys. You have a great night. I will see you next Saturday. But don't forget, we have some really good videos coming out this week, including our first iceberg one. Hope you guys like it. Don't forget to leave comments, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Everyone have a great night.